Stacey and J Sbu.
As we prepare for the weekend, we must note that a lot is happening around the world. Some of it good, some of it dark, some of it just wow.
Ridiculous.
So, Bill Gates
They?
pressing undo on one of his regrettable connections. That is the headline I read to you right now. But you've probably been following this, and you've probably had a conversation with your friends about this. The Epstein files hitting the headlines again. The huge release of the documents tied to the late Jeffrey Epstein, also known as, by the way, the Dark Princess. The Dark Prince, by the way.
Oh, wow.
That's his nickname. And things are getting very dark.
I could think of a couple of other names for him, but all right.
And things are getting dark, man. He is the disgraced financier who died in jail back in 2019 while facing serious criminal charges. Epstein was connected to scores of rich and famous folks over the years, and with millions of pages recently made public by the U.S. Justice Department, everyone from politicians to the Jay-Z's of America and South Africa to business leaders are being mentioned in one way or another. Damn.
So when these 3 million documents, these files dropped over the weekend, one name that popped up that had people going, pardonnez-moi, excuse me,
I can't believe it.
Was Bill Gates. As in the Bill Gates, as in the Microsoft co-founder, global health philanthropist, all-round nice guy, you know what I mean?
I looked up to him.
Glasses, guest on Big Bang Theory, I'm sure at least once. So before you're like, oh, why? Is there a new version of this thing that we need to update? What's the story? No. He has spoken up about seeing Epstein in the past, seeing him with his eyes, and the headline he gave us is pretty honest, apparently.
Stacey, I'm going to ask you at this point to elucidate for us, please.
Okay.
Explain further.
So, obviously, it ain't good. If you don't know the backstory, please feel free to peruse all those files. But in recent interviews, Bill Gates said that he regrets, and we quote, every minute he ever spent with Jeffrey Epstein, calling those meetings a foolish mistake. Roll the sound.
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior. I met Jeffrey in 2011. The focus was always he knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. In retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
Now that I know the backstory and I know who he is now associated to, I'm like, brother is guilty.
That was not
brother is guilty.
Not good. Not a good look.
He says he never went to Epstein's private island and never met any women through him. So basically, this is like an awkward dinner invite that turned out to be quite a PR blunder, according to him.
Yes, that is what his camp is saying, and he has come out, apologized for the association, saying that he was one of many people who obviously at some stage crossed paths with Epstein, and obviously he's thinking, yeah, okay, cool, I shouldn't have done that, that was a mistake, I couldn't have known, I was never involved in any of that nefarious nonsense. However, his ex-wife, Melinda French Gates, has also weighed in on this matter because she is also mentioned in these files.
Yeah.
And she's divorced and doing her own stuff. She was on a podcast called Wildcard, and this is what she had to say about this.
It's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because it brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage. But I have moved on from that. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Yo, how embarrassing. She must be so embarrassed.
Stacey and J Sbu on East Coast Radio.